Hello and welcome to DVxUI. Today in this one, we are going to design this hero section of a travel website in Figma. Well, this is not the interesting part. The interesting part is when I click on this, an animation occurs. So this is what we are going to be doing in this video. So let's get started. So we are on the Figma screen and I hope you know everything about this Figma screen. So here we have some layers, the pages, and here we have the control panel. If I draw a random shape over here, the appearance control will appear over here. So this is how it is done. Let's delete this one and take our frame and start the designing process. So first of all, to design that hero section, we need a frame. So for that frame, what we are going to do is we are going to go on here, which is frame, and click on it. And from here, we will select the desktop and drop it over here, something like this. Well, this is quite small. We need to make it large. Well, let me tell you, this is not small. We have been zoomed out. So what we need to do is we need to hit Shift+2 on our keyboard, and this will zoom to fit our screen. And now it looks better. Let me also tell you about the layers. So here we have the desktop and over here we have the resources. If I double click on this grid icon, I will go to the resources frame. And these are all the pictures, all the colors that I'm going to be using while designing that hero section. So let's just go back to the desktop and start the designing process. Well, first of all, our primary objective is to lay down the foundation of that hero section. Basically, to design the background for that hero section. So for that, we are going to select this. And first of all, let me provide some guide by going here in the layout guide. And from here, I will switch to columns. And in the count, I'm going to provide 16. And in the margin, I'm going to provide 120. So now you will see red bars have appeared over here. Well, the only purpose of these red bars is to guide me throughout the process of designing, so that I don't miss the alignment. So now we have the guide in place, we have the background, and let's decorate it to make it look even better. So for that, what we are going to do is, we are going to select this desktop, and then over here in the fill, I'm going to click on this color and then switch to gradient. Now this top gradient, which is currently white, I'm going to provide a different color, which is going to be sky blue, coming from my resources. And for this color, which is 99 and a form of gray, I'm going to provide white. So you can simply write white and it will take the hex code of the white color. A little bit of tweaking, what I'm going to do here is, I'm going to take it till here. And now this will give it a sky effect. Let me hide the guide and show you. So now as you can see, this looks like a sky. So this is what we wanted to do. Now let's renable it. And now proceed further. So the background decoration is not done yet. We need one more thing. What I want to do is, I want to draw some lines over here to provide it more depth. So for that, I'm going to take a line. So take a line by clicking L on your keyboard, drop it over here, something like this. And from the dimension, what I'm going to do here is, I'm going to write 1024, which is the height of this frame. So as you can see, the height of this frame is 1024. And same height is given to this line, which is called width here. And now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to provide a weight of 2. And if you can see, this line is little bit tilted. So that angle is given over here. It is currently -89. We want to give it 90 degree of angle. So now this is done. One more thing that is remaining is, we will go to the stroke where the color is provided and then again select the gradient and move it till here, till up to middle. And for this black color, I'm going to keep it to 5, which is a variant of black but not the absolute black. And this color is going to be white. So now you will see a stroke kind of effect has been created by this line. Now I will select this line and put it in the middle by using this vertical center tool. So now one line is created, but we want multiple of them. So for that, I'm going to control paste it. I can also duplicate it by hitting Control D. So this is our third line. And now I'm going to select all these three and put them in auto layout by clicking on this icon. Now in this way, they will be equispaced. It means the space between them will be equal, and it can be controlled from here, which is given as gap. And this gap is going to be 120. And now, as I said, we need multiple of them. First of all, I will select this and I will align it to the extreme left. And now I will select this middle line and keep pressing Ctrl D until I reach to the end. So yeah, this is done. And now as you can see, I have this frame inside which I have all my lines, and if I close it, this is how it looks. Now let me do one more thing. These lines are looking very much prominent, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to select this frame and reduce down this color opacity to 70%. Well, 70% is still quite a lot. Let me decrease down it to 40%. And yeah, now it looks great and we are done with the background decoration part. So now, since we are done with the background decoration, let me lock it so that it does not interfere with whatever we are going to do now. Well, take a final look. Well, let's take a final look of this background and see how it looks. So select the desktop, go here and then hide it. And see, this is how it looks. Now our next step is to put element in this hero section. So the very first element is going to be the header. Well, a header typically contains three items. The first one is the site name, which is going to be here, then some nav links, and then a button. Well, let's start designing with the site name first. So let me zoom in over here since we are going to work on this part, and let me first enable that layout grid. So just enable it from here, take a text, drop it over here and write Travalius. And now select it, change the font size to 32 and this is going to be medium, and make sure the font family is outfit. And now what I'm going to do is, just to make it look like a logo, I'm going to remove the T and then make a copy of this text and write the T again, something like this. Select it, change the font family to Ovo. So this is the second font family which we are going to use. And now the font size is going to be 83. And now I will place it something like this. So in the cavity of T, I have placed the rest of the words. And now it looks kind of great. And it also looks like a logo. So now I will select both of them and put them in a group. So now they have been grouped together, and I can also rename it from here as logo. So our site name is done. Let me place it over here. But you know what? I cannot place it randomly. So let me check what is this gap. So it is currently 50 and we wanted it to be 50. But this gap is 26. We want to reduce it to 22. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And now it is 22. We can adjust it later on once we have all the elements of the header. So now let's design the second one, which is going to be the nav links. So take a text again, drop it over here, and here I'm going to write home. This is going to be our first nav link. Now select it. Let me change this to outfit again. The font size is going to be 20 and the font weight is going to be medium. Now we need few more, so make a copy of it. And here I'm going to write travel book. The next one is going to be about, and the next one is going to be contact. Now as you can see, these are very misaligned. We want to align it. Well, one thing that I have seen beginner doing is they take it from here and they place it something like this. Well, this is not how you design. You can just select all of them and then you can use this alignment tool to align it at the middle. I'm using vertical centers. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in the layout or in the auto layout. And now as you can see, the gap between them is 40, which is also mentioned over here. I can change it to 70, which I want. And now I will place it over here. Make sure it is in the middle by using this alignment tool, which is horizontal centers. And now this looks great. Well, there is one problem. If a user is on the home page, we need to denote that he is on the home page. So for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the rest of the text and reduce down the opacity to, let's say, 60%. In this way, the home will be visible and will be highlighted over here. So now this thing is done. And now if you can see, these lines are interfering a lot. So we need to reduce down further opacity. So I'm going to select this one, which we have locked earlier. And below here, which was 40, I'm going to reduce it to 20. So yeah, now they are not very much prominent and it looks good. So since the nav links are done, we need only one thing for the header, which is sign up button. So for that sign up button, let me zoom in over here, take a text and write sign up. And then what I also want to do is I want to include an icon with it. So for that icon, let me go to my plugins, and in the plugin, I have this plugin which is Iconify. You can install it from manage plugins. So let's run it. And here I'm going to search for right arrow, and from them I'm going to select one which is, let's say, going to be this one. Now let's cross it. I will take it from here, put it over here, select both of them, and then put it in the auto layout. So now they both are inside the auto layout, which can be controlled from here. So in the padding, I'm going to provide 26, and in the vertical padding, I'm going to provide 16. I know it is not visible, so let me fill it. So let me provide a stroke of 30% with the opacity, and also provide corner radius to full. This icon is going to be 24 pixel large, which is great. And this one is going to be 2.5 of the black color. The gap between them is going to be 8. So it is currently 9. Let's reduce down it to 8. And let's see. Yeah, the button looks quite amazing. And let me take it from here and place it over here. Remember this gap which was given over here? It was 50. We need to maintain that over here as well. So hold Alt, and this is currently 55. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and now it is 50. Now to align all the element of this header, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all of them and then use this vertical centers once again. So now they are completely aligned and I can push it a bit up to make some room for the other element that is going to be here. So yeah, let's see. So yeah, now as you can see, this looks quite amazing. And now let us start working with the hero text. So for the hero text, what we need to do is we need to take a text. And here I'm going to write want to visit the, and now select it, change the font size to 84, place it in the middle. Medium is good, but this is going to be 2.5. And now I'm going to copy paste it, put it over here, and here I'm going to write wonders. Select it, change the font family to Ovo, font size to 118, and then place it over here something like this. Make sure the alignment is correct. What you can do is you can select both of these text and use this alignment right to make sure the alignment is correct. And now it is correct. Let me copy this one once again, and here I'm going to write 7. Well, not a small 7, but a big 7. So it is going to be 404 in the font size, and place it over here something like this. Make sure the bottom is quite aligned. So yeah, this is done, and I will send it to back. But now still, if you see, this is interfering with this text and the readability is compromised over here. So for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this text, zoom in over here, then provide a stroke of weight 2, select this color, go to color picker, and I'm going to select this color which is right beside the text. So in this way you will see this 7 will blend with this text and it will look good, and readability will not be compromised much. So now this is done, and let me see if they are aligned correctly. So yeah, this is the alignment. Let me push it a bit up, something like this. Yeah, this is good. So now what we need to do is we need a description of this website over here. So for that description, I will open once again a new tab and then go to lorem ipsum. Well, this is a website where you can copy this placeholder text, and I'm going to select this much, copy it, go to Figma again, take a text, place it over here, select it, change the font size to 20 with regular font weight, place it in the middle, push it up, and I guess we can increase the font size to 21, place it in the middle, center align, and also let me decrease down some of the opacity so that it does not look very much prominent and the more focus will go on this text. So this is going to be 70%, and push it a bit up. Yeah, this is good, and now it looks better. Well, after that we need 2 buttons over here. So for that button, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this one, put it over here, and then remove this arrow. So delete it, change this text to book now, and instead of this stroke or the border, I'm going to provide a fill of 2.5. Stroke is going to be removed, but now the text is not visible because the color of the text and the button is same. So let's select the text, change it to white. And now I will make a copy of it because we need a secondary button. Place it over here, select it, and the button text is going to be no more. Now select it. Well, since this is a secondary button, we need to make it less prior than this one. So I will select it, provide it a stroke, and remove this fill. And the stroke is going to be 30%. Change the color of the text to 2.5, and now let's see. So yeah, these 2 buttons are also looking kind of great. Now let me select both, put them in auto layout, make sure the gap is 22, and they are in the middle, and push it up till here. And now as I can see, I can select all of these and put it a bit up just to make more space for the other elements. So let's see. So yeah, as you can see, so far this is looking quite great, but what we can do is we can enhance the look by using some techniques of decoration. Let me show you how. First of all, we are going to increase the look of these text. So for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in over here, take a text, write it over here. Well, the text is quite large. Let me reduce down it to 32. So where it has gone? Yeah, here it is. So here I'm going to write journey, select it, change the font family to outfit. The font size is going to be 22, and I'm going to provide auto layout. Well, for the horizontal padding it is going to be 22, and for the vertical padding it is going to be 8. And then I will fill it with this brownish color. And now select it, provide it a full corner radius. So now this has been created as a tablet, and provide it a rotation angle of 12 degree. So now this is done. I will select it and place it over here, something like this. I will make a copy of it, change the color to green, change the font to 50% off, and this color is going to be white, and this one is going to be placed over here, something like this. So now this is looking quite amazing, and we still have the decoration part left. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a polygon. So from here you can select a polygon and drop it over here. Well, I guess polygon will not work, so let's delete it and take a star. Now drop a star over here, and here as you can see, the count of its petals is given over here, which is currently 5. But we want 8 in this case. And the size is given over here. Let me clip it so that if we change the height, the width will get changed. So the height is going to be 78. And the color of it is going to be the sky blue. Place it over here. Since it is mixing with this background, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the color a little bit. Make sure you are on the HSL. You might be on the hex code. You need to switch to HSL, and from here you just need to press arrow down key to increase the darkness of the color. So yeah, I guess this is correct. Let's take one more star, drop it over here, change the count to 25 and the dimension to 302 by 302, and change the color to this brown. Place it over here, something like this, maybe a little bit down. Let's see. Yeah, it is looking kind of great. One more thing what we can do is we can select this desktop and provide a corner radius of 32 just to make it look more good. And now we need to put the pictures. So for that, I will go into the layers, close this desktop, go to resources and collect all of them from here. Just copy it and I'm going to paste it over here, something like this. And now I'm going to place them one by one. So select this one, place it over here, something like this. I will also tell you the position of it. So it will go something like this. Make sure it is aligned with this line, and let's see what is the gap from the top. It is 133, which is kind of great. And then we will take this another picture, place it over here, put it over here something like this. Yeah, this is good. Let's see the gap from the top. So it is 522 by 586. So you can place it correctly. And now the third picture, take it from here, place it over here. Place it something like this. Yeah, this is great. And let's see what is the position. It is 449 from the top, and from here it is 284. If you can see, yeah, 284. And now the last picture. So for that, I'm going to select it, put it over here, something like this, and place it somewhere here. And then I'm going to select my star, which is behind that picture, and place it a bit up. Select this one, put it over here. Just I'm making some alignment just to make it right. So yeah, this is great. And let's see how it looks. So select the desktop and remove this layout grid. And now, as you can see, this is looking quite great. And I guess we can select this one, put it over here, something like this. And this one will go over here. And yeah, with little tweaks, we are done with the design. And now the prototyping part. Well, we need to create that bouncy effect that I showed you earlier. So for that bouncy effect, what we are going to do is, it is quite simple to do. Even a beginner can do it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to select this desktop. Then I'm going to make a copy of it. Place it a little bit further. And then in this first copy, what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to hide them. So I will select this picture and I will move it until it is completely hidden. So yeah, I'm holding shift and I'm using left key to hide it. So now it is hidden. And now for this picture, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to hold shift and I'm going to hide it by using the arrow down and shift key. So something like this. And for this picture as well, I'm going to hide it by using shift and down. So yeah, this is done. And now I'm going to select this one. I'm going to hide this one as well. So yeah, now the pictures are completely hidden. We can switch to prototyping mode. So go to prototype, and then from here I will select this desktop and select this node, and I will connect it to this second desktop. You need to make sure that this one is navigate to. So the action is navigate and it will be triggered on tapping on this first frame. So the destination is desktop 2, which is over here. And then in the animation, I'm going to select Smart Animate. And instead of ease out, I'm going to provide bouncy. And the time is going to be 1 second. Let's see how it looks, then we can increase it further on. And what I also want to do is, I want to select this desktop second version and draw another prototype node to the first one. And this will also going to be the same. So now this is done. Now what we can do is, we can select this, and from here we can start a flow point. So just click on it and it will give a flow point. What you can do is, you can select it and put it over here, but I want to start from here only. Now when you click on this video icon, a small window will appear. This might take a while to load the design. And now I'm going to click on this picture and let's see how it works. So now as you can see, this works perfectly and it is looking quite great. So now finally what we can do is, we can click on this icon to open it in the presentation view. Now let me zoom in and then I will click click again, and this is how it works. So together we have created this amazing website and we also have done the prototyping. Well, I hope you learned a lot with this video and you will apply by making this exact in your Figma, and you can send your version to our Telegram group where the designers can review your design and tell you what are the flaws and where you can improve. So I will be waiting for you there. Till then, keep designing and keep learning.